Hello everybody, this is Con and you're looking at the 3rd gen Perodua Myvi D20N. I've just reviewed this car last month. That was the 1.5 liter model. The car that you see here is the 1.3. Okay, so a much cheaper version of the car. And to recap, the Myvi is offered in 4 grades. Okay, that's the 1.3G, which you can choose between manual and automatic. It is the only version of the Myvi available with manual transmission. This is the 1.3X, okay, one step higher. This is automatic only, priced at 48,300 ringgit, 2,000 ringgit more than the 1.3G auto. Okay, compared to the 1.5 advanced that I drove earlier, that one was 55,300. So it's a difference of 7,000 ringgit from the advanced model. So what are you getting with this mid-spec 1.3 liter Myvi? So of course, compared to the advanced model, you lose 200 cc's of engine capacity. You also lose the advanced safety assist features. But that aside, you are still getting a very complete car. You get LED headlights. Okay, you get keyless entry. You get LED tail lights. Okay, in safety wise, you still get ISOFIX, you still get electronic stability control, and what more? You still get 4 airbags. The 1.5 liter models give you 6 airbags. And of course, inside, look at the cabin. Okay, you still get auto start stop. This is the stability control off switch. Of course, you lose the touchscreen as you see in the 1.5 model, but you still get this anti-snatch hook, and there's also this USB hook that is this USB port placed at the seat back, a rather unique position to place the USB. Okay, so let's get inside first. Start the engine. Very hot day. Right. So this is the base audio head unit, which remember earlier the 1.5 advanced that I drove, that one had a touch screen with reverse camera. This one does not have reverse camera, but you still get reverse sensors. So some of you may say, hey look, I want reverse camera. It's not a big deal. This is electronically, this car is relatively simple, so it is very easy for you to just go to an accessory shop, take this out, put a touchscreen unit, install reverse camera, done. Okay, and you still get the same digitally controlled climate control unit, but it is a manual system. Okay, so you still adjust fan speed and you adjust the cooling power of the unit. Okay, as opposed to a fully automated climate control system, you actually adjust the temperature. This one you adjust the cooling power. Okay, and you have this memory 1, memory 2 settings, which for me, I cannot imagine what sort of situations this come in handy. But there are so many of these new Myvis on the road. Those of you who own this car and you have found a good use for these memory 1 and memory 2 functions, do drop me a line at the comment section. I'd love to hear how you utilize this rather interesting feature. Okay, so that aside, you look overall, right, this is pretty much the same cabin as you get in the 1.5 model that I reviewed earlier. So if you like a more in-depth review of the cabin and all its fitments, do watch my video of the 1.5 liter advanced model. So with that out of the way, I'm going to just hit the road for a drive. Okay, now to most buyers, right, even if you are cost sensitive, price sensitive, this day and age, a price differential of 7,000 ringgit is no longer significant in the context of buying a car, because you can spread that difference out over over your loan. So when you say that you go from 48,300 to 55,300, that's just an additional what 100 or 50 bucks inside your monthly installments. So most buyers are not going to be too worried about that. But that being said, if you are minded by that differential in the price gap between this and the 1.5 liter advance, and you have already accepted that, okay, these are the features that I'm going to do without. And let's be frank about it, the Myvi at base spec is already giving you enough kit for you to enjoy a sufficiently modern motoring experience. I mean, let's look at it this way: regardless of whichever variant you buy, you don't have to pull your keys, you don't have to fumble your pocket for your keys when you get in. You don't have to worry about losing control of your car, you know, when you're driving on rain and all that. So for the 1.3X here, the main question that we now seek to address is, what is the performance disadvantage of this car versus the 1.5? The immediate answer is, where day-to-day city driving is concerned, the difference is not significant. So if your commute, okay, if your commuting routine is just, you know, going to work, sending the kids to school, you know, traveling 20 to 30 kilometers a day, traffic jam roads, then whether you buy 1.3 or 1.5, right, is purely down to your preference of you wanting certain levels of equipment. Say you want the 1.5 advanced for its advanced safety assist features, fair enough. But where performance is concerned, the 1.3 serves you very, very adequately. And you know, now that right now I'm driving within housing estates and all, I don't feel the need for a 1.5 because this is good enough. And the handling aspect of this car, somehow the dynamics of this 1.3 variant seems a bit better sorted than the 1.5. The ride quality is more pleasant, perhaps, but this can be attributed to the tire sizing, like difference in tire sizing. The 1.5 has 15-inch tires, this has 14-inch tires. So that may contribute to, you know, this car feeling a bit more comfortable. As per my earlier findings, the handling of this car is competent without being exciting. So it is not a car that will make you nervous or skittish, but it is not a car that excites you either lah. So if you want a car that with fluid handling, with well-tuned dynamics, the Proton Iris is still a better option. If you are willing to live with simplicity, the Mazda 2 core spec is also something worth consideration, but for a much bigger budget lah. But hey, overall it's quite pleasant. The feeling of driving this car is quite pleasant actually. Within all this, you know, in-town urban commutes, right? Actually, I think I like this better than the 1.5. The 1.5, I think, would really come in handy. That you will feel the advantage of the 1.5 if you're a regular highway user, because on highways, right, there is no escaping this one. Bigger capacity engines will always do better on highways, because the additional capacity of the engine means that, you know, the engine can pull the same amount of speed without exerting as much effort. Yeah, and so if you are, let's say, don't say go outstation. Let's say if you are staying in Klang and working in KL, for example, your daily commute easily 50 to 60 kilometers per day. The 1.5, I would reckon, would make a difference in your day-to-day driving. But if you are just, you know, if your commute, right, is just go pasar, go office within your housing estate, sending the kids to school, 1.3 cukup makan. Okay, so right now I'm stopped at the traffic light. Engine auto start. Yeah, okay. The restarting of the car is the noise is you hear the noise of the engine restarting very obviously, but I think the what's more important is that the vibrations are fairly well isolated from the rest of the car. So you can hear it, but you don't feel it. So the overall driving feel of this 1.3 is actually rather pleasant. And if I were to commute restrict my commute just, you know, within urban areas, housing areas, I think I would actually prefer this over the 1.5 because it just somehow feels better sorted than the 1.5. And I actually have a theory for this because in Japan, okay, because I mean, as much as the overall upper body of this car is designed and built by Malaysians, the underlying platform still developed by the Japanese. And this, you know, Myvi, Toyota Passo, Daihatsu Sirion platform in Japan, right, is always paired with small engines. It is always paired with a 1 liter or 1.3 liter engine at most. Malaysia is a unique market where this platform is specified in conjunction with a 1.5. So that may explain why somehow the 1.3 actually feels better sorted than the 1.5. Yeah, so if you are not taking this car, if you do not regularly cover a lot of long distance driving, right, the 1.3 may actually be the better car to drive around. But if you are regularly covering, doing a lot of miles on the highway, the 1.5 will be the more relaxing car to take, you know, when you're cruising along at 110 kilometers per hour. Yeah, so yeah, overall I think this 1.3 Myvi is, to me, is a pretty pleasant surprise. For relaxing driving, for, you know, unhurried driving, it is a very, very pleasant car. If you're in the market for a Myvi, I know most of you would want to go all out for the 1.5, and yeah, by all means go for it. But before you sign on the order form, give this 1.3 some serious thought. So yeah, that concludes my thoughts of the Myvi 1.3. Do share with me your thoughts of this car in the comment section below. And until my next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.